Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Saturn Slam review for NXT, December 6th, 2017 edition. We're winding down to the end of the year here. We're going to start doing these NXT weekly reviews, so we have something to talk about each and every week because we enjoy talking wrestling, and NXT is our favorite promotion out there right now. And we're just gonna get into it here. So
Let's
show
do.
opens with William Regal announcing that Drew McIntyre is hurt, and as a result of this, we're going to have a tournament of sorts to determine a new number one contender. So there's going to be 4 singles matches, and the winners of that will go on to a fatal 4-way match to crown the next number one contender. Why they didn't just do a regular tournament, I couldn't answer.
And cap it off with a big old 4-way match, and it's not just like, oh, it's a final match. I don't know.
Well, okay, so here's why they do this. I haven't read spoilers yet, so I don't know who's number one contender at the end of it. But my theory on why they're doing the fatal 4-way match is so they can avoid beating Aleister Black if he's not going to be the number one contender. That's the only reason I can see why they would do this.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
So anyway, they announced the matches. We have Trent Seven versus Killian Dane, Roderick Strong versus Lars Sullivan, Aleister Black versus Adam Cole, baby, and what was supposed to be Velveteen Dream versus Cassius Ohno, but because Velveteen Dream is hurt, I don't know if that's true or not. I assume it is, otherwise they wouldn't. But, given the outcome of that match, I'm not sure if it's a work or not. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to find out anything about that.
We'll delve into the details.
So, yeah. Ono's going to face a mystery opponent tonight. So, Almas and Zelina Vega come out for their big championship celebration promo. Almas looks like he won the lottery. He's very happy. Zelina Vega's wearing this weird velvet leather ensemble with boots that go up to her high inner thigh, and this velvet red top.
Long. It's almost like mid-length, leather, boxer briefs almost, because it didn't look like a skirt.
Yeah,
it was something weird.
So how girls wear those short shorts, about where the inseam on those ends is where these boots came up to.
Legs for Diaz.
She shows that even though she is a tiny woman, she does in fact have legs.
We've done it, boys.
Yeah. So Zelina starts off the promo. The crowd's go really into it. They're chanting C C C C C. She starts off the promo. She says how this is the dawning of a new era. We all should embrace the legend of Andrade Cien Almas, El Idolio, the idol. And then Almas gets the mic, and things didn't go quite as smoothly for him. So he shouts, "I am the champion," in English that is not great, about 74 times here. And then he starts rambling in Spanish too fast for me to understand any of it. The same goes for this Florida-based crowd as they were chanting "what" at him relentlessly. And then he screams more about how he's the champion and how he makes fun of Drew McIntyre for getting hurt. And then mercifully the promo ends. It wasn't very good, but I'll give him this. He had passion in his delivery, which is half the battle.
Why was he doing this anyway?
Yeah, they put him with a manager, so why not just have his manager cut the promo for him like they do with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman?
Why not have just actual Paul Heyman just run out?
Just have Paul Heyman cut promos
Vega
for everything.
Yes,
like he does for the ring announcer. If Zelina Vega goes to introduce Andrade, and he leans in, he gestures to the mic. Paul Heyman. I really, sometimes I wonder what would have happened if Paul Heyman had if Paul Heyman were the guy who was put in charge of WCW instead of Eric Bischoff. I wonder if it'd still be around, and if WWE would still be around.
That's some real alternate universe shit. The impacts of that are too widespread.
So we had a Lars Sullivan interview with the media outside of a gym here. So he sounds like a normal dude.
Wow.
He's not like Bobby Lashley high pitched voice, but he's not like Braun Strowman look and sound like a monster. He's just a normal guy. He's very well spoken. So I mean, he can cut a promo, but I think his character is better served as a mute or like put him with a manager or something, because he loses a little bit of the mystique when he just talks like a regular dude here. He says Roderick Strong, is a good-looking guy, but Lars Sullivan isn't the kind of guy who would wind up on the cover of Men's Fitness. Says Roderick Strong loves his family. Lars Sullivan has no family. Lars Sullivan's going to destroy Roderick Strong. And he says, that's it, guys. And he goes to walk away, and they do the stupid thing they do at every press conference with, like, one more question. Lars, he does this. He stops, turns, mean mugs them, and then deathly silence falls among this crowd. They're afraid Lars Sullivan will murder them. That was amazing. That made this whole segment worth it. That look right there. Lars Sullivan, like, if they ever make a mean mugging Hall of Fame, like, first ballot, this guy. No doubt.
We gotta start the meme mugs in our best of whenever wrestling.
Yeah, the mean mug of the year added to the Saturn Slammers.
Oh yeah,
we can do that. Then we had Trent Seven versus Killian Dane. This was a little more than a Killian Dane showcase. Seven comes out looking like they pulled him out of any pub in England. Just this fat guy with stringy arms and legs, a big old beer gut.
Yeah, I could wrestle too.
Yeah, they're both kind of fat, but Killian Dane at least looks like he's the strong kind of fat.
Like, and he's got the the hair helps, and the hair helps, and the fucking
beard helps, yeah. And
the braided leather belt
all over his shoulders and back.
He makes up for it. Like, he makes it a thing. Trent Seven is just like very standard wrestle outfit. But he's fat.
It's very unflattering gear. It's like when Cassius Ohno was on the Indies as Chris Hero recently. He was the same size, even maybe a little fatter. And he wore just like straight up trunks. And I'm like, dude, let's revise the ring attire. Let's get a singlet in here. Let's try to cover some of this up. Because I don't mind your physique. I'm not going to judge you. I care more about how you wrestle than how you look. But at a certain point, you have to realize,
part of the wrestler is the image.
Yeah. Presentation's a big part of this. So maybe we cover up, some of the cellulite. Anyway. Killian Dane comes out to his remix Sanity theme, which features, I want to say, a piccolo going on in the background. I'm not sure what that was all about. So they have a shoving match to start. Dane hits an elbow. Seven throws him in the corner, stomps on him a bit. Dane gets out, hits a scoop slam, works over Trent Seven's neck. Seven hits some chops on Dane. Dane does not care. Seven goes to hit a DDT. Or he kicks him, he goes low, hits a DDT, and then comes off the rope to hit a high cross body, and that gets a near fall off that. He then hits a 7-star lariat for a near fall. Killian Dane says, I'm done wrestling you, and just throws him around, hits a Wasteland Senton combo, goes up to the second rope, hits a Vader bomb for the pin.
Bam, bam, ba-doom.
Yeah, it was a showcase match for Killian Dane. He looked good. 2 stars, average TV match.
Absolutely. This is if you had to ask me what a 2-star match looked like, Like, it's this one.
Yeah, be this.
Just,
Then we have the Undisputed Era. They had a promo segment. They bragged about winning War Games. Adam Cole said he was going to beat Aleister Black next week. And Fisher and O'Reilly said they will beat Sanity for the tag titles in 2 weeks. This was a nice promo. They stayed on message. They got to the point, and they got out. No Jack and the Beanstalk, no Suffer and Succotash, no Tater Tots. This is the difference between the main roster and NXT.
oh god. Can we have a worse promo at the Saturn Slammies?
Sure. I don't know what would.
I don't know how we would ever scrub through all of those.
No, like I'm trying to think of one that really sticks out in my mind as just being god awful. Was the Titus O'Neil Darren Young feud this year or last year?
I think it was this year.
Because Titus O'Neil cut some fucking dreadful promos in that mess. I'll look that up. Because if that's a shoo-in for the awards there.
It's our Catalyst crappy promo.
We had Sonya Deville versus Ruby Riott in an interpromotional Raw versus SmackDown match on a neutral third brand.
They just wrapped it all up in one.
Sonya Deville is part of Absolution on Raw with Paige and Mandy Rose. Sonya Deville way too soon on the call-up, in my estimation. Mandy Rose, she's better than Deville is at this point, and she's got the young Trish Stratus thing going on. She'll be a big star. Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, who I don't even think I've ever seen wrestle, and Liv Morgan, who I know for a fact is not ready, are the Riot Squad on SmackDown. Identical storylines, these two groups are currently engaged in. Anyway, so we had this match here. I know they didn't plan for the main roster circumstances when they booked this match, but having Deville, not even the leader of Absolution, go over the leader of the Riot crew or whatever, not great booking, but I guess if it happens on NXT, it doesn't carry over to the main roster. So anyway, Ruby Riott comes out. She's got an extra T in her name now. She picked that up when she moved to the main roster. So usually when you move up to the main roster, you lose a name. So like Elias Sampson just became Elias. Adrian Neville just became Neville. Alexander Rusev just became Rusev. So normally you lose something. She picked up something here, so that's different. That's all I got.
It's extra edgy.
They debuted this new nickname for Ruby Riott, speaking of edgy, Punk Rock Ragdoll, which is just the worst nickname ever.
I laughed every time. That's the nickname that like the video game gives you when you get the worst score on the level.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And like fucking I think even Mauro like realized how bad it was because she got thrown around and he used like punk rock. He's like Sonya Deville's throwing around the punk rock ragdoll. I'm like, yeah, no shit. She's calling her a ragdoll. It's kind of what you do with ragdolls.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
For real. All right, so Deville works over Ruby for a bit. Ruby rolls her up for a near fall and then throws her in the corner. Sonya hits an elbow out and then catches her in an ankle lock for like a week and a half. Ruby rides in this ankle lock. It's a no-holds-barred match, so they don't break the ropes. This match actually solves some arguments about whether or not there should be rope breaks in a triple threat match sort of deal. We'll get to that when we talk about the finish.
Groundbreaking research into this sports entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, like this, because this, my theory was, because they shouldn't break a hold in a triple threat match, right? Because there's no DQ. But my theory was that they force them to break the hold because it's not a falls count anywhere match, and you can't record a fall when they're outside the plane of the ring. But at the end of this match, Ruby Riott is like half outside. Her ass is hanging out the ring,
Yeah.
and she submits or passes out in this triangle. So I guess you can have that happen, and that there shouldn't be rope breaks in a triple threat match.
This was groundbreaking case law. We'll refer to it back whenever we see.
Yeah, this is precedent for every like challenge decision in future WWE history. They will cite Riott versus DeVille on the December 6th, 2017 edition of NXT. Anyway, Ruby finally counters by like crawling up on the ropes and doing some sort of twisty bullshit. And then they go to commercial. They come back. Ruby has DeVille in some variety of choke. It's kind of like a sitting dragon sleeper with body scissors, I guess. That's the best words I can think of to describe this.
Yeah.
DeVille pokes her in the eye, gets the heat back. Ruby hits a big... what'd she do? She hits a big... It says big story in my notes here, but I don't think that's right. She hits some variety of big move, makes her come back without selling her ankle at all. Mauro Ranallo has to point out that, the adrenaline is flowing, so she doesn't even realize the ankle's hurt. I'm like, yeah, she
forgot.
She forgot that they spent a week and a half in a fucking ankle lock, and maybe I should sell this ankle. At least, like, run with a limp. Do the Dean Ambrose thing where he kind of, like, has a hitch in his giddy-up when he's making this comeback.
But you're asking any mortal wrestler to be like Dean Ambrose.
That's true. That's too much of an ask. So Ruby hits a big tope to the outside. And then rolls Sonya back in, and as she's crawling back in the ropes, Sonya catches her in a very sloppy triangle choke, and Ruby refuses to tap out, and the ref calls out the match. I guess she passed out. This was probably the best I've ever seen Sonya Deville in a match, but it still wasn't super special. So, it was okay. I'll give it 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. It held my interest.
Yeah,
I will give it that.
Ruby Riott's pretty good. I'll give her that. She's of the 6 women. Well, actually, they only called up 5 women because Paige was already on the main roster, but she's back now. So of the 5 women they called up, I would say Ruby Riott is probably most ready for the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good because I think she's wrestling Charlotte at Clash of Champions, maybe, or it's a triple threat. We'll look that up when we do our predictions video. Anyway, so Ember Moon has a similar interview segment to Lara Sullivan when she's talking with the media, and then Peyton and Billy show up, and they're like, who'd you pin? She's like, I pinned Nikki Cross. That's right, you didn't pin me, so I deserve a chance to beat you up. I like what the Iconic Duo did here. They stole a guy's microphone and pretended to be from their own news outlet. It was pretty funny. Ember Moon says she'll give one of them a title shot, and they get to work out amongst themselves who gets that shot. Of course, they don't agree, and Ember laughs and walks away. They didn't work out that Peyton will get the shot first, but Billy will get it later. And then you sheepishly hear some guy in the background say, "Can I have my microphone back?" Which made this segment. So, yeah, they announced that match. It's going to be Ember versus Peyton, non-title. They made very clear at the end of the night that was non-title. That'll be next week or in 2 weeks. I don't remember which. They had a promo package for the rivalry of Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate. They showed their match at the UK tournament last December, and I'm sure next week they will show their TakeOver Chicago match, which is on my short list. I think for me right now, that's my front runner for match of the year. I have to go back and watch all the matches. I've only watched AJ and Cena, but at the right now the short list, that's toward the top. And they're gonna fight again, so we might have another match of the year candidate there. They'll have a match 2 weeks for the United Kingdom Championship, so that should be fine. There was a Shayna Baszler vignette. She's coming soon. Soon, of course, spelled with spades, because she's the Queen of Spades.
Yes. And I saw that, and I was like, San? San.
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not. Tommy Wiseau wrestler.
Oh my god, that'd be great. So we had Ono versus Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano is I just realized it this week. He's in really good shape now. It happened slowly, but he's in tremendous shape. Ono, maybe he's lost some weight. I'm not sure, but he's not in the same sort of shape that Gargano was in. This was a heck of a match here. Really stiff. They were in the beginning here. Cassius Ono tried to work like a small guy with Johnny Gargano, so they're doing a lot of high things. They do this crazy arm drag into a small package cradle thing that I had never seen before, and I thought was pretty neat. And then at some point, Cassius Ono realizes, wait a minute, I'm 265 pounds, and Johnny Gargano is not. I'm going to just beat this guy up. And so he just throws stiff shot after stiff shot. My favorite sequence is Gargano's making his comeback. He's hitting his chops and whatever. And Ono just throws a straight right hand to him and knocks him back into the corner. My favorite part of the match. So, yeah, Ono beats the shit out of him, but he shows remorse long enough. He's like, give up. You're done, Johnny. He shows remorse long enough to remind you that he is, in fact, a babyface. And then he's not so remorseful that he doesn't just continue to beat the fuck out of him when he doesn't give up. There's a great sequence where Ono's going to give his rolling elbow to Gargano, but Gargano super kicks his elbow, and then and then he goes to super kick again. Ono puts his hands up to block, but Gargano super kicks his knee, causing him to drop his guard, and then super kicks his face.
That was great. Oh,
that was really good. They do some more things. Ono goes for this. I guess it was supposed to be a tope, but he didn't really jump high enough. So he did this handspring off the apron onto the floor, which was neat. And then Johnny Gargano did this. He did a tope into a tornado DDT onto the ramp. This got this is awesome chants and NXT chants. They rolled back in the ring. Johnny Gargano did this really weird head scissors takedown into the Gargano escape. And this was too much for Cassius Ono, and he tapped out. This is a well above average TV main event. I had some people text me being like, oh man, you're not going to want to wait to see this match. This is the greatest match in Full Sail history. I don't know about that. Full Sail housed some great matches between Sami Zayn and Cesaro that I would say were a bit better than this. But this was a damn fine match. I'll give 4 stars. Would watch again.
Yep.
Did watch again actually.
Agreed.
Before we did this review. But yeah, it's good. So we'll see if any matches in this tournament can follow that. Aleister Black and Adam Cole could be very good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, that did it for this edition of NXT. We'll see you next week for the. Well, actually, no. We'll see you next week first for Clash of Champions predictions, and then Clash of Champions review, and then NXT review sometime in that week. We'll figure it out.
Oh, it's gonna be dense, boys.
It's gonna be dense. Next week is super fucking busy. I hate it. So we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.
Peace.